And you're coming through on Twitch. Let's just see how long it'll take for YouTube to catch up. Your life, you can do your thing.
No, me. You're going to do the thing.
Well, fine, I'll do it when nobody is here.
Which
Guten
is now.
Abend, meine reproduktionsorganstimulierenden Zuschauer.
Which, to translate into English, was good evening and hello, my sexy viewers.
Jimon is plugged in and ready. Also, Babom claims I'm behind, and Ralph says hi. You didn't say hello to any of these people.
Hello, Ralph, and was it Jim Hon, and Babom, and Moo to Spotted Cow?
That could have been anybody.
And Alfie's back, and Potato's back. Oh, and let's just have a look. New duplicates available. Anyone good? Oh.
Potato's reposting his old comments that I already chose to ignore last time.
We could bring in Travaldo with 2 strength, 7 cooking.
Yeah, but now we'll have the problem, who's going to be that person?
Yeah. Is anybody in chat who's not already in game would like to be a chef?
I don't know. Who do we already have on game again? Can you click that away without losing the selection?
Let's see who we have. Because Belorso is pretty good at a lot of things, and I wouldn't mind taking Belorso off cooking. So we have Belorso, Drills, Dykick, Bulls, Potato, Vladdy, Babom, Adam, Radiator, Taka, Mir, Jade Dog, Ralph, Spotted Cow, Tammy, Sal, that's me, Terry, and Jim Hon.
Well, let's quickly go through the list of candidates by looking at who is secretly staring at us. Potato, stop it. So, do we have a Spotted Cow?
Yes, we do.
Did we have a Ralph?
We do.
Do we have a Vladdy?
We do.
Do we have an Alfie?
No, we don't.
Do we have a
don't
Master
think.
Basher?
We don't.
And Master Basher wants to hear your rendition of the same thing in German again.
You'd have to bring it up for me, Mia.
It's right there.
Hello, meine sexy Sauschauers.
Sauschauers are you?
But person, we need a person.
We already said Alfie, unless of course Alfie
Alfie's
like to object to that now.
Alfie, do you object?
He's running slowly out of time. Also, I've lost track of chat again.
Quick learner, Iron Gut.
Ralph and a friend have spent the past hour painting notorious dictators on Microsoft Paint. He drew Kim Jong-un and, Kim Jong-il, and his friend nearly died from the reaction. Oh, geesh, that sounds harsh.
Right, Alfie's in.
Our condolences.
Now, let's just sort out. I want Alfie...
Alfie can cook, go for it. And I think Master Basher said no. I don't think he wanted to be dead.
Power. Now. So Belorso will get you off cooking. But you can do power. In fact, lots of people can do power. We shouldn't need anyone, or many people doing power.
Minty's channel is very exclusive. So exclusive that no content fits its expectations. That's a nice one. No. Put in a Bulls. Oh yeah, you didn't have a Bulls.
Bulls is already in, isn't it?
Is he?
I thought so.
Oh, we're terribly sorry then, Bulls.
Yeah, Bulls is in. Remember we were taking the mickey out of his hairstyle? He's at early entry.
Terry Love's suggestion for an opening doesn't work either. Also, Terry says hi.
Hi, Terry.
Potato's wondering, what about a Cell 3.0, just to have a spare ready just in case 2.0 dies?
2.0's not going to die.
You're saying that? Wow, Bob, that's a bit harsh. Anyway, Potato would like to know what you're building, even though you've been explaining that for the past hour, and you just didn't listen. Potato?
So we are building the reservoir.
For dirty water.
For dirty water. A dirty water reservoir. So that we can catch the water that's being output by the machines and things, and we can feed it back into fertilizer makers. Because fertilizer makers generate natural gas as a byproduct, which we can then capture, and we can feed back into more power machines.
Alfie thinks the opening should include a RAR in it somewhere.
Maybe I should say something like "RAR, welcome you sexy viewers." Hello, no, I like "hello you sexy viewers." RAR. How about that?
I really enjoyed the salt mine. The problem is, I now envision a weird scenario in which, you know, we just stand there and say, "Hello, I'm Mia, this is Sal, and welcome to the salt mine," and then a theme song plays. I could set that up. It'd be brilliant. I want a theme song now.
Well, I've got Nidd Lane for my theme song.
It's not a theme song for you alone. That doesn't work like this. Stop it. Also, what was that again? But one wants to know if we can write down that you said there will be no 3.0.
We can't print a 3.0 unless, you know, 2.0 happens to have a nasty accident.
What if 3.0 causes the nasty accident?
Precisely.
Can I have a 3.0 now? We'd probably commit suicide together just to keep rid of us. Vladdy now pronounces me husband and boiler. And Terry Love wants to know, are you basically just doing some sewage work down there?
Basically, yeah, we are preparing a sewer.
Babom is suggesting Rara says, "Hello, you sexy viewers, and welcome to the salt mine." I like the salt mine bit.
Do you? So, hello, sexy viewers, welcome to the salt mine.
It's dark, damp, and dry, which is contradictory, but right.
I think I'm going to cancel that mopping. Or at least 2 of them.
Potato pictures Sal doing a thing with her hand when she says "brar" after calling her viewer
Growl.
sexy.
Yeah,
What would
it's
that
like
thing
that.
with her hand
It's like
be?
growl.
Oh, that thing.
That thing, growl. You know, like
I
a
just
cat
thought you
claw.
did. Terry Love suggests that we should keep it simple, like, okay, let's get started. Yeah, we're getting a bit long here. Master Basher, like Samir, keeps mixing up his Twitch and YouTube names. Just because Bloodulf Craggy sounds a bit weird. Bloodulf Craggy. I mean, I know it's supposed to probably say Blood Elf Craggy or something, but Bloodulf is a nice word. I like it now, that's mine. I'm a dwarf just with Mia. I'm a salt miner, says Bloody. And eventually there'll just be Mia version number +1.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Mia has now collected 169 grams of salt. That's the perfect number, apparently, according to the bomb. I shouldn't dare change it by being salty. Potato's suggesting a sexy salt mine with a club remix of Nidd Lane and the salty dancing pose. Master Basher just wants me to call him Craggy if it's easier. No, I'd rather not. Unless, of course, calling you Master Basher makes you feel uncomfortable.
Mia?
Ah, bloody changed the salt thing, and now it's 170 grams. That's quite a comedic statement. Babom says, "Damn you, Stalin." Terry Love points out that Mia's technical, so it should be Mia++.
Good point.
I like that one too. Hold on a second. Your weird hermit guy's outro thing is quite long too.
Oh, who made a list? Why?
Ah, Tammy and Spotted Cow.
What's wrong with the bathrooms? That one's out of order. We're out of dirt.
Oh hell.
Ooh.
Whoopsie doozers.
Whoopsie doozers indeed. Alright, so we have a lot of dirt there.
Oh, no, that's a nice chat situation we have down there. After Babom said, "Damn you, Stalin," the Spotted Cow triggered Babom to explode. To which Potato replied, "Dun dun dun."
Oh dear.
Terry Love has a question. With all these busy workers digging, what do they do with all the dirt?
We make it into mush bars.
Oh. So they turn it into food. Maybe you should start working on some agricultural developments then, so you don't eat it anymore.
Oh, we are doing. Waiting for some sleep wheat over here to grow.
It doesn't seem to be growing very quickly.
And we already... Look, see, Jim Hon's cooking. So Jim Hon is cooking up frost buns.
Ugh.
In fact, we can put one of those out of commission for the moment.
The Spotted Cow really appreciates the comedic timing of that bomb explosion. Ralph is back, wants to know what's poppin', and is wondering if his child has died yet.
We've run out of toilets.
We've run out of toilet dirt. The toilets are perfectly fine.
So everybody's wetting themselves because their toilets are out of commission. Oh, Bulls is... Yes, so the toilets are now being brought back into commission, which Bulls seems to be quite grateful for.
Potato is asking, so dirt is either food or toilet paper?
Yeah.
And Master Bash is suggesting, how about, "Hello my sexy viewers and welcome to the salty boiler tune." This doesn't rhyme. Roll over the tongue that nicely. Tongue. Not tongue. Well, see you in hell. That's a nice catchphrase.
Alright, there's Jade Dog.
Jim Hon is a cook? Is he making bacon and pancakes?
Jim Hon, Jade Dog, and Alfie are our cooks. They're making frost buns. Right, do we have any other large patches of dirt? We should mop up this. Pea water. And then I'm gonna...
Is Jim Hon in here? As part of the colony?
Yeah? Jim Hon's a cook.
Oh yeah, right, he didn't want to be in there. There's Rashstone number 54. You put Jim Hon in there, didn't you? Well, if you eat his food, you may find it poisoned.
I thought
I'm
I
dead.
remember Jim saying he didn't want to be in at first, but then I thought Jim
He wasn't
said
there
he
to object
wanted
anymore.
No, I thought it was when I was saying who wants to be a cook,
Babon was
and
wondering.
Jim said, "Oh, I'll be a cook."
Babon was wondering why you don't just get some lavatories to feed the fertilizer makers.
Why I don't do what?
To get some lavatories to feed the fertilizer makers. That requires proper water pumping, and she doesn't have that yet.
We don't need lavatories to feed fertilizer makers. What we need is somewhere to dump the dirty water, which is why we're building this down here. Because as soon as we've got this built, then we've got a reservoir where we can store all this dirty water. We can put the dirty
Jim Horn
water.
did volunteer to come in, but only to kill me. Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be dead, so I don't have to suffer through this. She's making me work in the sewers. She's making the entire colony work in the sewers, to be fair.
Oh no, Taka's gonna... Oh no, Taka didn't fall. I'm gonna send them all down here into the mucky water anyway. As soon as they've finished digging this little bit here, then we can sweep up the remaining detritus.
Ugh.
And then we can put in some proper bed beyond reach. Whose?
Oh.
Vladdy's. You can get across there, Vladdy.
No, he can't. There's a block in his way. And he doesn't want to go through the mucky water.
He doesn't want to go through the mucky water.
So this
But
is
he
the
could.
next best thing. Yeah, well, of course he could. But I'd rather sleep on top of the ladder rather than wade through this pea water. Plus it's nice and cool up there, I assume.
It is, but they're like cats. The
Also-
duplicants like really high temperatures.
Also, Sal, since Babom can't complain about Urban Empire anymore, what about RimWorld?
Vladdy, what you doing?
Breathing. Is that a crime now?
Behaving very strangely. Right, now we can sweep all of the stuff off the floor.
Babom thinks plants should produce pure oxygen.
There's only the algae plants that produce oxygen in this, and they're not particularly efficient either.
Alternatively, instead of RimWorld, Ralph is suggesting Sid Meier's Civilization or Hearts of Iron Kaiserreich, with Mir being Germany and all.
No.
I don't mind playing Germany. We played that weird 2020 game with
we
Boris.
did. That
Supreme
was funny.
Ruling 2020, where I was, I think, Bavaria or something. Point in case being, I offered Boris some of my water for all his money. I think. I don't remember. It was fascinating.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed that game. It's
It's just a shame that it didn't work properly. We would have had to play it in real time.
Oh, I was having a little tantrum there.
Terry Love wants to know what happened about Bounty Train.
Oh, we'll carry on playing that. Yeah, the reason why I've prioritised ONI is because in the next few weeks there will be an update out, which, if it's not game breaking, is substantial enough that we'd want to restart. So I thought, yeah, we need to prioritise ONI and build our colony here.
Sal, there is no point in defending your choice of game at the moment. Even if you were currently playing RimWorld or Bounty Train, they'd be asking about oxygen not included.
Yeah, I mean, I like playing them all. And I like mixing it up a little bit as well in these random weekend streams.
Also, Ralph says algae is not efficient. Earth got most of its breathable atmosphere from algae.
Yeah, it's the algae farms in this that are not particularly efficient,
It's
unfortunately.
the
The game, yeah. There's a bug in the algae in the terrarium.
Ah, thank you. Potato just now called you salty, and Babom said salt for Sal. And Mia has now collected 171 grams of salt. I'll have you know I keep my salt collected. She can't have any of it. Because she doesn't like most of her food salted.
No, not much. There's a few things I do like with salt on, but it's few and far between.
Which is a shame, because German cuisine is basically salt with some side dishes. Sal's duplicate is salty, Potato corrects.
Yeah, my duplicate was salty, and so is Jade Dog there.
Well, I would be happy too if I'm up to my nose in sewage water.
That's why I want to get this swept out now.
Master Pressure says seeing the duplicants faceplant when they jump over that gap is really amusing. And Terry Love says, keep the salt me, it'll be useful next winter when the pavements freeze. Vladdy claims I have a salty empire. Come on, it's just 171 grams of salt. I can barely fill a salt shaker with that. That's not a salt. That's not an empire yet.
Oh, isn't? I thought they were referring to the colony here.
They mostly were. What about Euro Truck Simulator?
Yeah, I
With
like playing
viewers.
that. Oh, we could do, couldn't we?
We could, but we need to get funny people in.
I need to learn how to turn my head to the left and the right in Euro Truck Simulator. Because as at the moment, if I want to... I know how to turn my truck, I just don't know how to look sideways to see if there's anything
Mirrors
coming
are
or
for
not.
losers.
No, it's not my mirrors, because that tells me whether there's anything overtaking
Well, if you
me.
don't look to the left, you can't see your mirrors.
It's when I come to a junction, I can't look to the left or the right to see whether I'm pulling out in front of somebody. So I
It's
just
the
have to go
numpad.
for it.
Sal doesn't have a numpad.
Are these not reachable? No, they're reachable. Oh no, they're not reachable. Okay, we need to mop them.
Potato is suggesting that you use a VR headset so you can manually turn your head in the game. That's a
we
good
were
idea, but
talking
VR
about
headsets
VR.
are not really yet ready for commercial use, in my opinion. I'd rather wait until they bring out a better and improved version of the current thing.
I want to play that the Star Trek game in VR. It looks
Bridge
really
Commander.
good.
That looked nice.
Yeah. But I was watching Generic B, the weird hermit guy that Mia mentioned. I was watching him, Generic B and Biffa playing the Star Trek game. What's it called? Star Trek Bridge or something?
Star Trek Bridge Commander, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And the only problem is that every little movement of your head is picked up on the screen, which is just a little much. Right. We'll cancel them
Terry
off.
Love points out that Sal sounds like one of the drivers on the Russian Bad Drivers videos. They don't seem to look either. And Babom is giving me more salt for the road. Thank you.
Right,
Ralph points out that Mir is a Saudi Arabian oil baron, but instead of selling oil, he collects salt. And 4 tons of salt is only a quarter of the intake of a 4-person household in a week. See, salt is nice.
Right, now I can reroute this. That is coming out of there. So we can actually...
Oh, you've got to be bloody kidding
What?
me. Jizargo the mage is here.
Yeah, I'm going to put
It
that
doesn't
there.
work for people who aren't regulars. You failed, Beloso. You failed. I'm going to change that now so you can use it. Potato points out that the Vive is really good. Well, that's still fairly objective, and again, while I appreciate what the Vive is doing, it doesn't seem ready for commercial use yet, in my opinion. There are a lot of things that still need to be ironed out. Plus, at the moment, the price tag is horrendous, so I'd rather be waiting for competitors like Microsoft and others to bring out their headsets to generally bring the price down and the quality up. Free market. Babom customized his controls in Euro Truck Simulator, so he changes his gear by using the scroll wheel on his mouse, and the arrow keys are for looking. And the mouse is turning. Alright. I might have done something similar on my own end, but I have no idea what I set them to.
Okay, right, now that that's all set up, one thing that we can do is to start putting in some toilets. I think that would be a good idea. Now,
also, Potato thinks Sal would have fun with the accounting VR game that is free on Steam. Is it really free on Steam? I thought it cost something. Seems to be well made and deserves some money thrown at it. I mean, sure, it's short, but it seemed interesting enough for me. Also, Tak is back, and she's a bit late, according to herself.
Hi, Taka.
Amir's now collected 172 grams of salt, and is currently changing up the Nightbot control scheme so Jizargo can cheese on his own house or something. There you go, that should do it. And Ralph points out that in Russia they don't need road rules, and that's why all the drivers seem so bad. And Terry Love already worked that out. In fact, brakes are optional too. The Spotted Cow would like to start piping up the pumps so they don't have to go down there anymore.
Yes. I wonder whether I should put in some showers. Oh, we'll just put a bunch of...
Ralph also points out that the tyres are made from cardboard, and pedestrians, according to Terry Love, especially on crossings, are targets, as well as other cars and ditches. Ugh, driving there must be a nightmare. And car maintenance, according to Terry Love in Russia, is have a car and crash it to get the insurance to buy a new one. Rinse and repeat. And Drills is now back too. Early as ever. Sheesh. I'm behind on chat again. And Jim Hon has rolled a 1 and thus will be a spotted toad for the next 3 turns. And Jizargo the mage has summoned Jizargo to rain Jiz on Jizargo the mage's home.
Cancel that.
Is Drills still alive, or is this a new map?
Drills is still alive, yeah.
Most confusingly, she tried to kill a few of us already.
I did not
She
try
clogged
to kill
all the
anyone.
toilets up, so we would pee ourselves to death.
There's Drills, in fact. He's a bit annoyed at the moment.
Terry Lev points out that someone should hack the sort command, so if entered in all caps, Mia gets a kilogram at a time. I would
bring
rather
that
not.
up a little
You
higher.
would drain all of the Earth's salt reserves in minutes. You lunatics. Potato wants to know when we get to have real air, not poopy fart air.
Soon.
And Jim Hon points out that jizzing on your own home is kind of frowned upon. I suppose it depends. If you do it in public, yes. If you do it in secret, it's your own problem.
Right, I'm gonna get someone
And
to
the
come
Doom
and mop
command
out
has a
most of this.
cooldown, Spotted Cow, so you might have to wait a few seconds to use it again. I did that so people can't just spam salt all the time. Because I'm sure they would if they could.
Right, people are highly stressed. Why?
Terry Lev points out that someone just cooked up a bad batch of mush bars, and that's why the toilets are actually blocked. And Drills wants to know, but jizzing on other people's houses is okay? No, that's frowned upon too, even more so than the other thing.
The next version of ONI looks interesting because we will have disease becomes a
That
thing.
doesn't sound. That doesn't sound good.
Disease becomes a system. So that means that
Couldn't they drill that from the other side instead of drowning themselves in there?
well, I've got somebody that was Radiator working on mopping it up as well. But yeah. This is what Vladdy was doing when he got stuck. So Ralph's building it upwards, whilst
Ralph is having a little dance on the ladder down there.
oh, Taka's now mopping pea water.
Weird. Why didn't the Doom command work for Spotted Cow? Should. Try again. Oh, the cooldown is 300 seconds, just to make sure people don't overuse it, but fine, there you go. Doom yourself again. Do it quick before I turn it back up again. Master Basher would like to know if it's actually safe to be cooking that much fart gas. Nothing's safe here, really.
Everybody's getting really upset. Okay, once we've got this side running
Ralph
like that side,
wants to have his little boy dance. All he wants to enjoy this fart gas wasteland.
Oh, someone's about to hit. We're getting close to 100%.
And Terry Love points out that if his namesake is living up to the type, he's napping in a quiet corner somewhere. Or he could be lying on the massage chair. And Vladdy points out that you cook farts with farts.
Adam sat somewhere having a good old cry.
And no, Potato, I don't think they can go the other number. Weird, the Nightbot didn't turn the spotted cow into a toad.
Have we got anybody who's amazing? Not really. No new friends yet.
And Jim Hon says, welcome to Kill Mir Simulator. We try and feed him death food. Thank you, very kind of you. Anyway, Sal.
Yeah?
You can start planning aloud again.
I can start what?
Planning things out loud again.
Okay. Well, this is a crucial bit. I'm just waiting for it to get done, and then people should stop being quite so stressed, because then there'll be a clear path through to the reservoir for... Oh, that's where Adam's...
That's a good spot to cry.
It is, actually. It captures all of the water.
And he's got company. Again, a Potato, I don't think they can do that. It's just all liquid.
Okay.
They're like the Sims. You never see them doing that either.
Right, time to stop.
Drills wants to know if there's any way to filter the air so it's not so horrible and smelly. There is, but she's just too stingy to do it.
The only way to do it is to use sand filters, and they're terribly, terribly inefficient. They take up all of the duplicant's time just keeping them full of sand. And there's
goodbye
a
to Jim
book.
Hon.
Oh, goodbye, Jim. See you later, sexy Jim Hon. I like that.
Stop it.
Yeah, so there's a bug at the moment, which means that when duplicants breathe polluted oxygen, they don't actually destroy the oxygen. They don't remove the oxygen that they've been breathing. So it builds up and builds up and builds up. So none of the air filters actually can combat it because there's too much.
Oh. So we're just basically producing more and more oxygen the entire time?
So the only thing that can get rid of it is actually...
Oh, the thing to the right.
What?
She's tipping down.
Yeah, that's the...
Yeah, I know, but it's gross. Also...
That's what we were waiting for, was for this to... There we go.
Terry Love still thinks you should shoot Adam. And Vladdy agrees. So does Ralph. You should put him out in a humane way. So shoot him, clearly. If Ralph were to die, he'd want to be shot by a silent sniper, not know anything that is coming. And Potato wants to just pipe the bad gas into a void hole.
There
something
is
like that?
There's ways to deal with it at the moment. So what you can do is build a box room like this. You see how we've got a little bit of water on the floor?
Yeah.
If you have... That's very noisy. If you have, I think it's about 1,500 grams, about 1.5 kilograms of water, you can put an air vent actually in the water, and it doesn't register that there's that there's gas there, so you can overpressurize the room. I'm amazed at how cool this room is actually staying.
How does it do that?
The Wheezeworts are being far more effective than I thought they'd be.
Oh. I doubt that he got fired from CNN at the age of 14.
Oh no, it's because we're pumping in the air so cool.
Where does the cool air come from?
The carbon dioxide is already cold to start with.
Where does it come from?
Well, we did build all of this in an ice biome, so the air's cold to start with. But I didn't think that'd last. I thought the machinery would heat it up pretty quick.
I would rather not get involved in a political discussion like this one, but that claim seems a bit ridiculous in my opinion. I doubt that CNN would resort to something like that.
Liquid piping deconstruct. Just the liquid pipes. I don't actually want them there. Just in case we need to feed clean water down. Okay. And now, before the water gets too deep, let's sweep that up. And sweep up that too. Okay, so we've got the reservoir now. That means we can dump the water.
Just to chime in on chat again, just because the truth is harsh doesn't mean that it should lead to people getting hurt, especially physically. So after the sewage thing down there is done, what's the next big project? Now, are we really going that high with the sewage treatment plant?
It's just to give us a nice gap, because we want a lot of space for air.
Okay.
Because there's going to be a lot of gas around here, so this gives us a sizable reservoir of water here, and then an area for gas here, and then this keeps it away from our machinery.
Oh. So it's not just a reservoir for water, it's a reservoir for gas.
It is. Indeed.
Well, you could have said that earlier.
Didn't seem important to tell you, I mean. Right, refinement. Let's put in the fertilizer maker.
Hold on, Sal.
Yeah.
Potato, the self-proclaimed journalist now, sticks a microphone directly into your face. Sal, the people of the asteroid want to know, how will you improve the lives of the area?
We will provide power, clean water, good food, good clothing.
And on the other hand, if you vote for me as your colony overlords, which doesn't actually work. We don't vote for the Overlord. It's just all fake. I will promise to kill all of you, including myself, so nobody has to suffer. Meaning nobody will ever get reprinted. And life will be, less painful. Because it's not there anymore.
Actually, I'll put that there. I could have sort of measured where the middle was and things like that, but instead I thought I'd just opt with the method of plonking things down until it looked alright.
Cherry Love hopes that none of the workers are smokers with all the fart gas around. I don't think they can.
It is polluted oxygen rather than being...
I'm pretty sure before they, go have a smoke, they'd much rather have some proper food that's not made out of dirt.
How are we doing for dirt? We've got 18,000 kilos. That'll keep us going for a while.
I'm not sure which one of them is the pun.
Okay, right, I can leave them to dig that lot. Meanwhile, what I want to start doing is preparing in here and expanding the sleep meat farm.
Potato sticks the microphone closer to your face. What are your plans on the oxygen problem, and who is the sexiest duplicate?
Well, I would have to say, of course, that I think Potato is the sexiest duplicate. I mean, who could argue with that?
Oh, now you're just bribing the press! And what are you going to do about the oxygen problem? You're distracting from the actual issue.
Well, obviously, I will keep the air breathable as a priority. And then we shall, as soon as we are able, we will start producing clean oxygen, so that as well as breathable oxygen, we will also have nice oxygen.
Yeah, but that won't happen anytime soon. Also, Terry Lev wants to know, can't they just send out for pizza? I don't think there's a pizza place close to this asteroid. Drills really wants a pizza now. And I want a pizza now too. And I was supposed to read out a pun. Hold on. Where's that one gone now? Ralph cannot focus on Trump with all this fart gas around.
Oh, good one.
But, oh, hold on, why did I actually do that? That was unnecessary. I should have done... No. I need a miniature drum set, Sal. That's vital for the extreme enjoyment. Please invest.
We're not having miniature drum kits.
I'm going for a medium-sized drum set too. And scrolling back down again, and I've missed the entirety of chat. Ralph votes for me. That's a death sentence, quite literally, but alright, thank you. And Vladdy calls Trump for a stump like a wood stump. He seems rather short and really round.
Well, I think I've mentioned this before, but I find it... I don't... You never hear it mentioned, but of course Trump does mean fart in the UK. And I found that... I don't know. It took me a long time before I could stop sniggering at hearing Trump's name, because every time anyone would talk about Trump, it'd be like, farts.
Terry Love thought there was a Domino's within the reach of everywhere. Not good pizza, but pizza nonetheless. You would be surprised. Domino's is actually almost non-existent in Germany.
Heathens.
Oh, not really. Point in case being, I don't know how it started out, but somehow I lost a bet with my brother, and he, as a reward, wanted to have pizza from Domino's, because that's like the cool American thing when we were like 8 or something. And it took me literally 10 years to eventually drive him up to a Domino's, which by then had finally opened in Germany, and, you know, clear out that old debt. A bet debt.
Yeah, did that teach you not to gamble, Mia?
I didn't gamble.
I thought you said it was a bet.
It was a bet, but I didn't
Well,
gamble.
that was a gamble then.
I was relying on his inabilities to accomplish things, and that's the one time he disappoints me by being good at something. So point in case being, Domino's does not exist everywhere yet. So space might be a bit behind. For instance, I'm pretty sure you can't get a pizza on the ISS. Potato basically sticks the microphone directly into your mouth. What are your thoughts on personal space, and is this pop filter more edible than the food you provide for the people? Please stop choking on the microphone. And Drills wants to replace the drums with the train song. He demands the train song, so clearly in contrast, it would be better to give him the miniature drum kit, right?
I would rather have a miniature drum kit than the train song, it's true.
Well, there we go. Order it. Please. Anyway, Ralph has to go now. So,
good night,
goodbye.
Ralph.
Drills is surprised that Mir has a brother.
Yeah, he does.
And he wants me to explain how I think Americans are cool. I don't necessarily think Americans are cool. Not anymore. They're not any more cool or less cool than the entirety of the rest of the world at this point, in my opinion. But then again, when we were growing up, this was around the time of the fall of the wall and all that, and America was the big cool guy, according to all the advertisement. So my brother thought, yeah, that does sound cool, and he really enjoyed the idea of fast food restaurants like Kentucky Fried Chicken or Domino's. He basically idolized that because in our, normal German setting, we didn't really have anything like that. So that's why he really wanted to try one of those, because in the media this always got hyped up as the big great thing. And Terry Lev says here that serves me as brother right for wanting a pizza. You should have gone to Pizza Express. What surprisingly came on about really early was Pizza Hut, which was really confusing to me and basically everybody around me at the time, because Pizza Hut is spelled H-U-T, which is the German word for hat. So we assumed this restaurant was about a Pizza Hut, and we were really upset that they never brought it out or up.
Oh, that's brilliant.
What the hell? But what? Alfie points out that Pizza Hut delivered pizza to the ISS in 2001. How? How high were the delivery charges? Were they hitching a ride, or was this their personal rocket? Drills points out I could use kitchen pans and wooden spoons for drums. I could, but that would be abusing my kitchen utensils, and I already have a few of those. In Alaska, pizzas are cool.
Oh dear. Ba-boom.
Drill says Mir should come to America and bring his brother. Why would I do that? I've already been complaining about the horrible situation of plugs in Britain. I don't think it would get any better in the US. Taka wants to know if she's not cool to me. Sal, help. Sal, you're not helping.
What?
Taka says, so I'm not cool to you, Mir?
Yeah, because Taka's American. You said Americans are not cool.
Oh, yeah, that. You're not more or less cool than anybody else. Because of your nationality. There you go. There are other qualifying characteristics that could make you cool. Like being a competent moderator. That's something that makes you cool. But just being American doesn't make you cool. Just like being a German doesn't make you cool. It just makes your weird racist caricature by everybody else's standards. Terry Love wants to know if there's an electric drum kit out for Android. Also, Potato says stuffed crust.
Someone's going to get trapped down here. I can see it now. I'm going to start digging that.
Potato wishes he could draw that whole press interaction, but that last bit got a bit dirty and he's going to gasp for air for how hard he's been laughing now. Alright, that just seems to be your mind. And Belle also wants me to keep digging. I guess I'm gigging my own grave by trying to define people according to their characteristics rather than their nationality. There you go. Pizza Hut paid the Russian Space Agency over $1 million to take the pizza up. Cheap publicity for them. Oh, so they didn't even deliver it themselves, they hired a third party to do it. Oh, that thing probably arrived cold.
Who's suffocating? Vladdy. Isn't that you there, Vladdy? Well, get out.
Oh no. Somebody's trapped and she'll die now. But that might just be me talking myself into a rhetorical trap. And Potato's sorry for having such a corrupted and filthy brain. Vladdy calls that the most expensive pizza delivery in the world. Seeing how the ISS now also has pizza. Oh no, it depends. Did the ISS crew member who ordered the pizza get charged? Plus... No,
did they give the delivery driver a tip? I should bloody hope so.
It arrived in a rocket that was commissioned by the Russian Space Agency. Hold on, why the Russians? Did NASA not want to pick the pizza up? Who's so rude that they don't pick up pizza for a friend in space? Taka got told by certain people that she's a moderator Nazi, so to speak.
I think that's something that only... You wouldn't hear someone in Europe really referring... I've noticed this. Hang on, let me wind this back a little bit. Just an interesting observation is... I notice when I'm in America that if you refer to somebody as being a slave driver, which is a common expression in Europe, or you might, like if someone says, can you get me X, Y or Z, and you turn around and say, oh why, what did your last slave die of? That's really offensive. It's a fairly common British saying.
I mean, I get the slave driver thing. That's a common thing to call your boss, but...
Yeah, exactly. You know, so
but we never claimed it's your last slave die of. Am I the next one? Will I die? When? I can't wait.
In America, that is really, really offensive. Whereas in the UK and in Europe, to refer to somebody as being a Nazi has a similar level of offensiveness as calling somebody a slave driver in the States.
I can see that. It would be highly frowned upon in the public setting, but I guess the internet mostly desensitized.
Yeah.
You know.
And that was it was only because it just came up in conversation. I thought, oh, there's an interesting observation I've made.
Speaking about interesting observations, the pizza probably arrived later than 30 minutes, so the pizza was free. Fair point. Pizza Hut paid for the delivery. It was also cold, and I'm pretty sure the astronaut did not get what they were asking for.
Yeah, they look at it and go, this isn't a double pepperoni. I asked for a double pepperoni with extra cheese. No anchovies. Oh, what's that? Look at that floating bit of ice there. That's weird.
That's fine there.
I guess. We'll just tell them to sweep it. Okay, so we've just doubled our sleet wheat. Why has no one planted these yet? Let's just up the priority on those a second.
And personally, I wouldn't worry about the people who are calling you that, especially if they're in Anubis' chat. There you would have probably all right to do something about them and handle them properly. Personally, I just think you do your job efficiently. Which, as others have already pointed out, is just according to Anubis' standards, which in some minds might be ridiculous, but personally I find them quite commendable. It's not easy keeping such a clean atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the benefit in that we're not aiming to be PC.
PC was parental guidance? No, that was PG.
PG, sorry. Yeah, I meant PG. We're not aiming to be PG.
We're not aiming to be your personal computer. America's still struggling with skin colors and stuff. Everything here is really wonky. Some people can be racist. Some people have more rights. It's fucked up when you dig into it, says Drills. And due to Anubis' standards, some people don't like Taka too well. When she gets to moderate for Anubis, she even gets on Bull's case on his own streams for the swear words. But that's because she's Anubis moderation mode. Oh no. A spotted cow guesses that the people on the ISS got pizza with pineapple.
I like pizza with pineapple.
I'm pretty sure I posted that somewhere in Skype ages ago. There was a picture of somebody sprinkling pineapple pieces into a garbage can. Where was that again?
But then it's a British thing. We eat fruit with our meat. It's what we do.
Terry Love says, people who resort to calling others Nazis have just admitted they don't have a decent argument themselves. That's a nice way to look at it. Oh, geesh!
What?
There's a whole bit of chat that was completely hidden from me. Alfie says that potato should hush his mouth, pineapple should be kept away from pizza. Far away. And Drill says this is unlike Boris's stream where anything and everything goes. He lets Drills get away with everything. Yeah, I think so. Boris is far more unrestrained. And Bell also says that hearing Mia swear always makes him perk up.
Yeah.
I was just quoting people there. Potato points out that this stream's H rating is MA and sometimes borderline AO. What's that?
Yeah, I try to keep an
mature and
adults only.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
We have numbers.
I like to keep an open, friendly.
Open and friendly? You like pineapple on pizza? Alfie's unfollowing you right now. Master Mesher wonders, what if they got there and then the ISS astronaut said, we never ordered a pizza?
I think you mean the guys next door.
Oh, no. Even better. They wanted to have a drink with their pizza. Potato points out that Sal is his spirit human. And time's up.
Oh, what? Are we come up to the hour already?
Yes.
Wow.
Terry Love says moderators should just be enforcing the rules set by the stream owners. So if people get upset, they should have a word with the owner. No, they should not. They should just accept that that's what Anubis wants. Terry Love calls Boris an anarchist. Drill says, Boris is amazing. It's Apple that is completely ruined creature. Boris is open to ideas and has a sense of class and art. And pineapple on pizza is nothing once you've had chocolate pizza. Okay,
I tried chocolate pizza.
I'm banning you right now.
No, Mia.
It's too late, unless you end the stream right now.
I'm
hovering over the ban button.
Hang on. No. We need to end it at night time.
We can't end it at night time.
Just need to let the cycle finish, because I've realised that when I stop the stream, it interrupts them in their work. And that's inefficiency, Mia. You don't like inefficiency.
I don't like chocolate on pizza. Potato likes how we went from talking about sexy people to politics to pizza.
Yeah.
But also didn't say that chocolate pizza was good. I hope not. And pizza is effectively track now? What's track in that context? Oh, we need to get back on track, and pizza is effectively track now. I get it now. I should have read the entire thing before starting to question it.
Usually, that's wise advice.
Bell also points out that chocolate pizza is in fact worse than pineapple on pizza. I'm almost inclined to agree there. Vladdy wants to know if you're planning on streaming yet again. Well, she'd have to start within the next 30 minutes, otherwise I have to change the description of the stream.
I don't know, Mia. Do you want to stream more?
I don't know, Sal. Do you want to stream more?
Do you want some more of our sexy viewers?
I do not want more of the sexy viewers, but I take the normal ones.
Yeah, okay. We shall come back for another hour.
Oh, I wanted to be Cole Phelps Super Cop, but I guess another hour of oxygen not included would be due. Doable. Words. Jerry Lover's confused. They're normal people here?
Every so now and then they stray into the stream.
Okay, Taka's giving me some salt now. Mia's now collected 173 grams of salt. Out of all people, why Taka? I thought she doesn't like the clat either. And Vladdy says, lol, these are the Nidd at its best. And Drills wants me to play my games on the side. No, I'd rather not. Sal would A, notice, and B, our chat wouldn't get read out. So that's maybe a negative. Well, I'm not sure. Drills is bloodthirsty, but normal. And apparently I skipped potato. What did he say again? Potato wouldn't be surprised if we started talking about nudity, followed by the mysteries of the universe.
Oh, and it's bedtime.
Finally.
Bedtime for the dupes.
We're late 7 minutes.
So now everybody is off to bed. We can pause the stream here for a bit. Now, have you missed out a bunch of people?
What?
Is there a bunch
They're missing only people that are currently chatting while you're having your outro talk that you should have had 7 minutes ago.
Okay. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Alfie says if Mir wasn't here, they'd get out of hand.
Yeah.
Terry Love wants to know whose definition of normal are we talking about?
Normal.
Now, clearly that says normal.
Me.
R and M aren't even close on the keep. Oh no, hold on. There is an R in normal. It's okay. It's
now,
fine.
you don't like it when other people point out your mistakes.
Sure. That doesn't stop me from pointing out theirs.
So.
Also, I found the sound of the word normal funny.
Yeah. Actually, I can see why you might like the word. I'm playing with the word.
How do you see that I like the word, Sal? What
I
gave it away?
The expression
Are you
on your
spying
face.
on me?
It's the way that you're rolling the word around on your tongue like it's a new flavour.
She's watching my tongue. That's clearly inappropriate. Sal, please end the stream now. I'm getting uncomfortable and I have to call Child Protection Services.
So, Child Protection Services?
I'm a child. I can have them protect me.
So, well, you sexy viewers.
Stop it!
That's all for now.
I'm going to end the stream for you.
Be back shortly in about 10 minutes or so. Bye for now.
It's usually 15 minutes, judging by your previous records.
All right, yeah. Well, we had a bit of a problem with OBS and getting it back up and running
Still,
last time.
15 minutes is your normal time so far. But
yeah, that sort of time. Not long. In a bit. Bye-bye.